All right. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Really got to do something about that alpha. Hold on just a second. I'll see if I can fix the on-screen clock so it's not looking weird. It's really odd that it does that. I don't understand why it would cut out the middle of the number like that, but oh well. Just gonna leave it as is. I'll see if I can fix that later. Alright. More speedrunning. Hopefully successfully. For once. Well, not for once, but for the first time in a little while. Alright. We're ready here. Looks like we're ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, let's do this again. It's kind of a garbage start. Three, two, one. Ah. Yeah, I had to run some errands. Honestly, I forgot today was Friday. I thought today was Thursday. And when I realized it was Friday, it was already kind of late, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta do all this stuff. It got done. But it started later than usual, that's it. I swear, like, man, I've been like a day off all week. Like, I thought yesterday was Wednesday. The day before that was Tuesday. Like, I've just been off all week. I don't know where I lost a day. Like, I legit, like, lost a day. I don't know what happened. Oh well, this means the World Cup's one day closer. Did you guys qualify this year? I don't know, they let in so many teams this year. Feels like half of Europe should have qualified. I don't know, like 48 teams is too much. Just looking at the groups this year, like, the group stage just doesn't look that interesting. I mean, you're not going to get a group like you had a few years ago, for example, like the US, Germany, Portugal, and Ghana. Like, you're not going to get any kind of group like that. Who am I rooting for? I don't really guess anyone in particular. I don't know, like, the Japanese team is really expecting a lot, but I personally just kind of expect it to go like it always does, where they get out of the group stage and then they either make it past the first round. Well, actually, they haven't made it past the first round in forever, or if ever. But I personally see them being gone by the 8 at best. Like, I think up until now, like, most teams have kind of overlooked them and figured it was a easy win. But nobody's going to be doing that this time around. Like, this time the expectations for the Japanese team are actually pretty high. And I think it's going to be a little bit different situation when they're expected to win by the home country, and two, the other team isn't surprised. But, I mean, make no mistake, though, like, having worked in Japanese soccer, these guys are good. They are good. It's like their biggest issue really is just physicality. Like, they can struggle against bigger teams just because, well, there's really there's not much you can do about things like size and weight, you know? Your body kind of is what it is. Speed is, I mean, they're not slow. I mean, Japan's got a fairly fast team, so... Yeah, it's like the size thing can really get them in trouble if they go up against, like, really tall players. And it's less so a problem on the offensive end than it is on, like, the defensive end. Oh, I forgot to hit the button. Whatever. Doesn't matter. The thing is, though, they're a talented enough team that they can do something about the size problem, but... Like, from a technical and a skills standpoint, though, I mean, it's a good team. Like, my biggest complaint about the Japanese team that still hasn't been fixed, really, is... It's not a team that's very scary outside of the penalty area. In other words, you're not really worried about them shooting the ball outside of the penalty box. And that's not a necessity to be able to win, but somebody that can just blast in a shot from, 25 meters, that really changes how you have to play defense. And Japan's really never been able to produce players that are a danger from that distance. And so, if you game plan for them hard, like what a lot of teams will do is they'll just stuff the box up, and then, because Japan doesn't have the height to play the cross-header game that well, and it's kind of hard to, do the quick passes when the whole box is just filled up. It gets more difficult. And they have struggled with that in the past. Oh, and sorry I didn't say it earlier, but thanks to the good luck, Saba. I always appreciate it. One of the most memorable examples of that was, I want to say it was World Cup 8 years ago. It might have been 12, I can't remember which one, but Japan had a game against Greece, and things were going pretty well right up until Greece got a red card and went down to 10 players. And it was still 0-0 at that point. And what happened once it went down to 10 players is Greece basically gave up on trying to win the game and just stuffed everybody in the box. And whereas Japan had been able to get stuff going off of a counter before that, like once Greece just kind of gave up on trying to score goals, Japan was stuck because they just couldn't produce any kind of offense from outside of the penalty area. And I haven't really seen any talented teams try to do that against Japan anytime recently. Like, you'll see a lot of the weaker teams in Asia play the same way, but it's just not the same quality of player, and they don't have the height advantage either. So, like, when they face that against a team with bigger physical size, whether they can score a goal or not is going to be the big test. This is not very good. Whatever, we'll keep going though. Ugh. Eight seconds? Oh, whatever. Keep going for now. technically not the first one, but first serious attempt today. So I just keep going. I don't know, since I've been here, it seems like the higher the expectations are for the team, the worse it goes. I can't really give you a concrete explanation for why that is, but that just seems to be the way it happens. Like, the higher the expectations are for the team, just the worse they seem to perform. And it's probably got a little bit of something to do with what I said before, which is, I think when the other teams tend to play Japan more aggressively and go out scoring goals, it makes it easier for Japan to play off the counter, which I think they do a pretty good job of. But when the other team is more dedicated to just trying to prevent them from doing anything, I think they kind of struggle. Oh, what a fucking disaster. I have no idea why that didn't cut that bush. That's weird. Like, one of the things Japan's been smart about with their soccer is, instead of trying to copy the style of other countries, they dedicated themselves to trying to figure out, like, okay, what can Japan be good at? You know, what are our players suited towards? And they've kind of built their soccer towards that style of play, rather than, like, trend chasing. And I think that, more than anything, has helped them to improve on the national level. But one of the things I think that they don't focus on enough, that they probably should, is just like the strength training over here, I don't think is that great. I mean, what I was talking about before, with them not having guys that can blast in the ball from outside the box that much, that's entirely just a power issue. And it's not a size issue, because if it was a size issue, then you wouldn't be able to see the South American teams do it. And the height difference between the Japanese team and South American teams really isn't that much of a difference. Like, honestly, like, weight training over here wasn't really a big thing until years after I came. It's only really more recently that a lot of places have started to put a bigger emphasis on it. How am I late recently? I don't get it. Like, this is weird. I've missed that like 3 or 4 times in a row now, and I never missed that before. Yeah, honestly, the soccer meta, like, it's kind of, I mean, this is just a personal opinion on it. Like, back when Spain was the top team, everybody tried to play like the Spaniards. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people tried to play like the Spaniards. And I think what a lot of people didn't understand was, and this was when, you know, Barcelona had Iniesta and Messi, and you know, Barcelona was at its peak. I think what a lot of people didn't understand is they could play that soccer because specifically because they had Iniesta. And when you didn't have a player of that caliber, trying to play that style of soccer was a lot more difficult. And once people kind of figured out how to game plan around it, and especially the styles where you had one player be the main focal point for a lot of your offense. The problem with having like a player like that is, well, if you take that player out, what do you have left? And once defenses kind of figured out how to game plan and get that done, like that style of soccer went away in a hurry. And honestly, what the meta is whoever the strongest team is at that point. And then a lot of people start to trend chase. So, like, the style of soccer that gets played in a lot of ways is just dependent on who the best players are and who the best teams are. But if you're smart, what you're going to do is, instead of chasing trends, you're going to look at the team you have, the players you have, and you're going to design around that. And a lot of the reason those successful teams were so successful is because they did exactly that. They maximized the ability of the players they had on roster rather than build towards a certain style of soccer. Now, those two things can go hand in hand. You can do both. You can build towards a certain style of soccer and get players that fit that. And those players can be extremely talented, and then things work out. But sometimes you only get one part of the equation. Like, you try to force players into a style of soccer that doesn't fit them. Or you try to build around the players that you have, but the problem is, well, those players just aren't really that talented. Not in the way you think they are, anyway. This is bad. Ugh. Need to be a little bit more picky. I really do have to be a little bit more picky about how I'm playing. Like, 3 seconds here, 5 seconds there. It doesn't sound like much in little chunks, but once you add them all up together, suddenly I'm way behind. This is kind of what we were talking about yesterday. what am I doing? I thought I might make it. It's close. Real close. Yep, I mean, that's how it works. The thing is, if it's like a 20-minute speedrun or something, like, you can go to the end a little bit more easily every now and then, you know? But once it starts getting up in, like, the 2-hour range and things like that, you really have to... I have screwed this up royally. Yep. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have just killed him. I don't know why I thought I could get away with not killing him. I guess I figured it was worth a shot once. I don't know, I guess, I mean, in some ways I kind of got to look at this like how I used to practice remembering speeches and stuff like that. And like, you break it up into chunks and you just focus on one chunk until you got it, and then you move on to the next chunk. And then once you practice all the chunks, then you kind of start stringing them together and try to go start to finish. Oh boy. Messed up the start. Oh. All right. I mean, at a certain point, I kind of have to, you know, be flexible with certain things, but... my starts should be better. My starts recently have kind of been garbage. Like, I don't want to be behind every time I get to the Tower of Hera. Like, that's really not that tall of an ask, honestly. I really wish that wall pumping wasn't a thing in this game. Air pumping and wall pumping, it's... ugh. Like, getting the lines right is already enough work in this game, but like the air, having to do the air pumping and the wall pumping to keep up with the best players is just, oh my god. Reminds me, like the very first Ridge Racer that came out for the PS3. Was it Ridge Racer? Yeah, I think it was Ridge Racer. Came out with PS3, like I got it, and I was doing some of the single course challenges, competing for like the top records. And I got the top record on one of the courses. I don't remember what it was anymore. But then like I lost it like a day or two later, and then like a week later I was looking at the times, and times were got to like ridiculous levels ahead of where I was. And then I started looking, I saw some videos of it on YouTube, and it's like you had to like constantly be like moving back and forth and drifting your car to kind of artificially boost the speed of it. And I was like, yeah, this is stupid. I'm not doing that. Honestly, like, in this game, I kind of stopped doing the pumping after I get the Pegasus boots. Just because it's so annoying, but if you really want to get a good time, like, you have to do it. Like, I think that what was initially, like, a lot of the tutorials for this game are, like, over a decade old. And I think what at the time was thought to only be like a few seconds is probably a lot more than that in reality. Like once you really optimized where you could do the pumping and everything like that, and you just kind of SOL if you're not doing it. Like, the one places that I absolutely always try to do it on is staircases, because the difference between doing it on staircases and not doing it on staircases, or like ladders, I guess is maybe the more appropriate, like ladders and staircases, just like the time difference is massive. Like, just your regular running along walls, it makes a difference, like not like a huge difference, but it does make a difference. A significant difference. But on the stairs and the ladders, like if you're not doing it and you're doing it, it's almost like twice the time. At least it feels that way anyway. I don't know exactly how much of a time difference it is. I just know it's a lot. So this is kind of a difficult thing to explain. Like I don't know the exact technical aspects of it, but in this game, your acceleration is different between when you walk up and left versus down or right. So when you walk up, you accelerate faster, and when you walk left, you accelerate faster. When you walk right and down, you accelerate slower. So what pumping is while you're facing upwards or to the left, you press the left. If you're pressing upwards, you press the left and right keys, or while you're pressing left, you press the up or down keys. And what it does is it gives you an opportunity to kind of boost a little bit from the extra input. So like when you see me like walking along walls and stuff like that, like that's part of the reason I'm doing that. When you see my lines kind of not being, 45 degrees, but they're kind of, I'm slowly advancing, like that's the reason I'm doing that. See, like right now, if I was to pump right now, it'd actually be going slower, because right now I'm facing to the right, or before I was facing down. So like when you're facing right or down, like you want to change your directions as little as possible. But when you're facing up or left, you want to be just like mashing the left. If you're facing up, you want to be like mashing the left and right inputs. If you're up against a wall, or you're trying to move diagonally, just because it'll give you a little bit of boost in your speed. And so, like, this is me without it, and this is me with it. Like, you can kind of see a little bit of difference in acceleration there, going through those stairs. That's why sometimes, like, you'll see me, like, quickly, like, face to the right or something like that while I'm walking through, like, a narrow corridor. I have no idea why it was necessary to do it that way. Oh my god, what am I doing? But that's what that is. What the? What the hell happened there? Did I not go down enough? Is that what the problem was? That's weird. God, he didn't. For whatever reason, the skeleton didn't spawn. I don't know if it's because I didn't go down enough before I threw the pot or what, but that was odd. I mean, if I picked up another pot, it probably would have triggered it, but like, I don't think I did anything particularly different than I always do there. I don't know. I don't know. Oh well. That pumping is by far the most annoying thing in this game. Because to be able to do it, like, you can't just hold the controller the normal way. Like, you've got to kind of adjust how you hold the controller. And like, every now and then you'll see me kind of accidentally hit a button. Like, a lot of times it's because I'm trying to adjust the controller in my hands. To do pumping well, like, it's really not possible to do it with one hand. You really got to use both hands, so like, you kind of have to like shift the controller in your hand and move it so that your right hand can also hit the D-pad. Like, if you watch the world record run, whenever the guy's pumping, you'll see him bring the controller kind of like up close to his chest. If you don't know what he's doing, it's like, what is this guy doing here? But that's what he's doing, is he's mashing on the D-pad to speed up Link. I forgot to hit the button. Whatever, doesn't matter. Really, the only time that matters is time out of the church. That's the only time I really care about early on. Unless this time is just like really bad. Doesn't matter to me how good this first part is. All that matters is whether the time out the church is under 6 minutes or not. For the most part. So like when you go up through doorways or left through doorways, you're technically supposed to be mashing. Like right there. Supposed to be mashing there. But when you're facing down or right, you don't do it. So then this is me air pumping here. I mean, if you were lucky and brave enough, you could do it in that room, but it's kind of risky because of the snakes. Like, the benefit is kind of the micro level, so you don't want to like take risks to do it for the most part, but yeah, like it really makes a difference over the course of the 2 hours, whether you do it or not. That's a pretty good time. Anything under 5:58 is a good time. The ideal time is 5:54. For me, like a better runner can cut another 3 to 4 seconds off of that. At least. Amazingly. Yeah. No, 5:56, like, I'll take 5:56 all day. That's on the better end of what I'm currently capable of. Honestly, like, the rat really helped me out there. I don't know, recently that rat's been running to the right a lot. What's kind of weird about it is, like, until recently, like, he almost never ran to the right. Like, out of maybe, like, 10 runs, maybe I'd see it happen once or something, but I don't know. I think my luck was just kind of bad for a while on that. And now it's just kind of balancing out, as things tend to do. But yeah, like getting in this temple at like 7:38 or something like that's a pretty good time. Like the other day I was in here like 7:36 or maybe even lower than that. I can't remember. I forgot to look when I came in, but like I was way ahead. That was the one I was talking about where like the first 10 minutes were excellent, and then after that it just really was kind of garbage. I don't know, like I may have just turned right too soon. Like I needed to go down, walk down just a little bit more before I threw that jar. I don't know what happened last time, but that's the only guess I've got. That's the thing, like, they actually haven't spawned. It's like I'm hitting them pre-spawn almost. Like, I'm not sure what the spawn trigger is. I want to say it's throwing the jar is what spawns them, but I'm not exactly sure. That's one of those things where I didn't look into the mechanics of it. I just saw someone else did it, copied it, and it worked. So I was like, okay. If it works, it works. Kind of like with a car, you know, you don't have to understand how the engine works to hit the gas pedal. Okay. This might be a gold split. Nope. Not quite that good. Pretty good, though. The room with the two skeletons and the Cyclops cost me. Like, if I'd gotten that room flawlessly, then probably would have been a gold split. But I lost a couple seconds there. Just high enough not to get hit there on that arrow. Doing extremely well at the moment. I'm going to be in here in under 1450. It's very good for me. Oh, that's fine. I mean, it's way too early to worry about jinxing it. I mean, you gotta remember on the PB, I was ahead like the entire run. I mean, like way ahead. Like when I lost those 45 seconds on Turtle Rock, that just took me from being 2 minutes ahead to 1:15 or something like that. Like for me, like where I get in trouble is when I start to worry about it. Like if I'm confident, I tend to be fine. Like where I get in trouble is like when I start to kind of get a little bit apprehensive. Like, doubt is what gets me into trouble all the time. Be sure, like, I'll get overconfident and make mistakes every now and then, but that's less likely than me just kind of psyching myself out. Yeah, that's just kind of frustration. Honestly, in some ways, it's kind of self-sabotage, I think. Like, part of me is kind of doesn't like the run anymore and just kind of wants to end it. I think kind of happens a little bit subconsciously. Oh, how did that miss both of them? Oh my god. Oh, that's unlucky. Should be like 10 seconds ahead. That's kind of disappointing, honestly. This could have been so much better. Being behind after that is really poor. I was way ahead going into that fight. God, I can't believe I did it again. Why do I keep doing that? It's so weird. I don't know, like, I think a lot of that fight is kind of having a plan for what you're going to do when it does A, B, or C, and quite frankly, I don't really have a plan beyond, like, the first movement. God, you're kidding me. Unbelievable. It's like 4 or 5 seconds there because of that garbage. I can't believe that. It's so fucking unbelievable. Like, that's really the only place he can appear there and cause a problem. Because anywhere else he would appear, I'd be like long gone by the time he could do anything. If I can have like about a 30-second cushion at the end of this, that's acceptable. Like, that's really kind of where I've got to draw the line right now. Like, I need to be 30 seconds up at the end of Tower of Hera. If I'm not 30 seconds up, then just throw it away. Restart. Oh, come on! Jesus Christ. Should have just charged off the edge there. What was I thinking? Whatever. That's lucky. Can't remember the last time he just didn't get in the way at all. It's so nice that this is the only room in the game you have to deal with this. I'm glad that the route worked out where you don't have to deal with it anywhere else. It's kind of well timed too, about 20 minutes in. Give you a chance to kind of collect yourself before things get quote-unquote serious, I suppose. Not ideal, good enough. Like, that room really makes a difference. Like, how well you do in there. You can save a lot of time in there if you can nail it, versus if you have a little bit of trouble. Oh, how did that not hit him? Come on. Literally went right over the top of his head. Not much margin of error. Unfortunately. Hopefully the boss fight doesn't give me any trouble. Like I could die on this boss fight if I'm not careful. Oh yeah. No, this is gonna be a reset coming up. Arigatou gozaimasu. Oh, damn it. This is not good. Yep. That's not good enough. That's just not good enough. Like, even if I hadn't have fallen in the hole there, that wasn't going to be good enough. I was only, even with that boss fight, I was only going to be maybe 20 seconds up. Like, that's just not good enough. I should be, I gotta set a higher standard than that. Alright, just because the PB was kind of garbage there, I can't put up with this run being garbage. I mean, honestly, I probably could have just gone ahead and reset it there anyway, but I figured I'd at least see if maybe I was 20 seconds up. But nope, not even close. Like, even if I'd been maybe like 15 seconds up, I would have considered just continuing just for the hell of it, but nah. Not when I'm only going to be like 5 seconds up. Like, that's just bad. This for my for the English speakers who might be wondering what the Japanese comment says. He's wishing me good luck and then saying he hopes I don't use the mirror in the wrong place. Which is that has happened. That has happened in the past. That's kind of the risk of doing business in this game. I've done it more than once. Okay? Like, I've done it more than once. I'm not afraid to admit that. It's just kind of one of those risks that you have to take because you just don't want to do the menuing. And like the scariest one is like you keep the mirror equipped from when you get it all the way until like the middle of the Dark Palace. So it's like a good 15 or 20 minutes where you've got the mirror equipped. So you just have to not press the Y button at any point during that period. Well, not press it accidentally. Like, you use the mirror a few times. But the first time you unequip it after you get it is when you have to put that hole in the floor in Dark Palace. I imagine most everyone has probably done it at some point. Whether from accidentally pressing the button or just, you know, it's kind of like a mental mistake. Like, I've done it both ways. Like, I wasn't intending to hit the Y button, but I accidentally hit it, or I've done it because I was mashing through text boxes. I've done it just because for some reason, like, I had it equipped and I was supposed to press this button after I opened the treasure box, and then I hit it before I opened the treasure box, or something like that. Oh, that sucks. That's 2 seconds at least right there for that. Always hate that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Now, this one's not going to be nearly as good as the last at the start, but it's enough for me to continue it. Oh, that's... wow. Never actually seen it do that before. I didn't realize that was a possible thing. Man. Oh well. In other news, my sum of best segments is almost under 155.30. That's just kind of unfortunate. Not really much I could do about that. Not too lucky on this run right now, but what are you gonna do? Just keep going. As long as I handle the dungeon well, I should only be less than 5 seconds behind, which is acceptable. Not happy about it, but it's acceptable. Much more than that, I may have to reset. I don't know. Like, I do want to try to get to the shovel game at least once today. Because as we all know, that's why everybody's here. Watch me dig holes. Oh, hello. Okaidi. Looks like you had a safe trip back. I'm guessing by plane. Why did I do that? Oh, Lord, it's over. What the hell happened? Oh, that's actually not a question. I know what happened. Like, the first hit knocked me too far away. That's what happened. That is exactly what happened. I'm not sure why it knocked me that far in that direction, but it did. I guess it's just a timing thing, but oh well. Tough luck there. What are you gonna do? Just as a memo, on that damage boost there, the actual ideal way to do it is that first enemy in the room, instead of killing him, you walk under him and then let him hit you, and then you damage boost off of that damage. But that's not nearly as easy as it might seem. Like, I have to sit there and practice that before I can do it. I've given him a couple shots and it's not worked out at all, so I just do it the safer way for the time being. There we go. Couldn't quite get him in the doorway there. I thought I had him. A little slow on that last text box there. Bum, bum, ba-da-da, bum, bum, bum. Man, it's a good thing this is probably my favorite track in the game, considering how much I have to hear it. Died? Oh yeah, the damage boost threw him off the anti-fairies. Like, the first hit knocked me so far away that I couldn't get back in time to pick up the jar, and then just everything kind of fell apart on that, so I died there. It's a rare outcome. Happens every now and then. Like, there's a little bit of randomness to like which way you get knocked on that. As long as you get knocked into the area of like the stairs or something like that, you're close enough to make it back. But if it does what it did to me there and it literally knocked me outside of the stairwell, you just can't make it back in time. So it's a little unlucky. It's fine though. That was a Oh man, I guessed wrong. All right, good enough. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough. And out the door. Oh, thank God. Oh, damn it. Man, Octoroks are not being kind at the moment. That's about the best I could hope for there. All things considered. Whoops. Oh well, not a disastrous mistake, but a bad one. Oh no, that skeleton not spawning the time before just kind of spiked me out a little bit. I still don't know what happened on that one. That was really weird. Bad positioning and bad luck. If he doesn't move up, it's not a problem. If I'm higher, it's not a problem. But I was lower and he did move up, so it was a problem. Messed up the first entry. I didn't reset the clock either. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. I need to get a run to the shovel game. One way or another. Headed out then. Have a good one. All right, appreciate it, man. Sorry, like yesterday I didn't catch your message. I also had my mic muted. Yeah, like I stepped away from it and then I forgot to turn it back on. Okay, there we go. Alright, take it easy, man. Alright. Time to nail this run. That's not nailing it. Oh, it's really fast. That wall. Up the stairs, through the door, pump the door, pump the chest, up the stairs. Left, down, left. Pump the door. And hope they don't chase me. Okay, pretty good pace here. Oh. Stupid. Shouldn't have. Whatever. Too late to worry about it now, you already did it. Shit. Wall pump there, that was a mistake. Alright, I'll take 557. That's pretty good. Out the door 627, not too bad. And away we go. Hopefully the Octoroks don't give me too much problem, but not off to a good start. Already had to kill 3. That's a lot. You usually don't even have to kill 1. Oh. Man, sometimes the game just don't want to help you out. Sometimes it just does not want to help you out. Boom. Okay. Yes. Bad line. It's okay. Oh, 823 is not too bad. Could have been more like 820 though. Okay, I think I've been doing something wrong up until now. I think I just learned something. Oh, that's not good. Ooh. It could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. Ah. I probably should have just gone with 18 arrows. Whatever. Too late now. Alright. Pretty much a dead even. I'll take it. A little bit better luck. Could have been like 5 seconds ahead, but eh. I'll take it. With like really good luck, could have almost been like maybe 8 seconds, maybe even 10 seconds ahead, but ifs and buts. Ifs and buts. Damn it. That sucks. At least made up for it a little bit there. Kidding me. This is too slow. Oh, that's not good. I can't believe how much damage I've taken. This is bad. I'm 5 seconds behind last time. Oh, lucky. Very lucky. Very lucky he moved up. Okay. 37's okay. It's not good, but it is okay. 1637 out that door, I'll take. Day anyway. Ideally, want that to be under 1630, but take what I can get right now. Yeah, I don't know why it's so hard to light that lantern. Don't ask me. That could have been a lot better. Okay, but why? 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 I really don't understand why I keep going to the right. Drifting off to the right when I go into the room is really weird. Why? But seriously, like, I would like to know why that keeps happening. It's been happening for like the last week. I don't get it. Like, I'd never done that before, and just this last week it keeps happening. I have no answers. There we go. Hey. Two, three. All right. please, please, please don't get in my way. Oh, Lord. That's a little unfortunate. Oh, that was weird. Okay, assuming I don't fall into any holes, I've got a chance to have a pretty decent time coming out of here. Alright. Let's try to have a nice dungeon. That's fine. Don't care. All right. Break time. Stretch it out. You need the treasure that you get in this dungeon. It's called the Moon Pearl, I believe. Once you have that, like, he won't get transferred into a rabbit when he goes into the Dark World. But before that, like, yeah, he turns into a rabbit whenever you're in the Dark World. So it's the thing in that big treasure chest up at the top of this room. Yeah, the Moon Pearl. That's what it's called. It's literally the only thing it does. Oh, that was close. That was really dangerous. Oh. Ah. God damn. Well, that happened. He was not very kind to me at all there. It's, you know, most of the time it's not bad. Most of the time it's a pretty straightforward fight, but like the thing is, if he's facing towards you, like you have to be able to get obviously to his backside somehow. And so you have a choice. You can hope he turns before he gets to you, which is not a good bet, or you have to walk by him. And whenever you walk by him, the farther you are, like you run or a couple of risks, like one of them that he's going to get away, and two, it's just obviously it takes more time. But the closer you get to him, you run the risk of kind of what happened here, where if he turns towards you, you're really in trouble. So, like, it's not the easiest fight to kind of consistently do, just because you're really, really, really dependent on him not screwing you over. And unfortunately, he did. So, all right, let's give it another go. Well, if nothing else, everything leading up to that fight today has been better than usual. Better than it has been lately, anyway. Trying to be a little bit more careful about the first part of the game, leading up to Tower of Hera. Like, I was talking about it yesterday, but on the PB, the Tower of Hera, I fell off against that boss, and that's like 30 to 45 seconds, depending on what stage of the fight you fell off in. And I fell off on like the last hit. So it was a huge time loss there. And because of that, like, I know I have like 45 seconds there that I can get back. And that has caused me to kind of play a little bit more sloppily everywhere else. Because I'm like, well, I can just get it back there. But the truth is, like, I should be aiming to be pretty much dead even when I get there. And that has not been the case at all recently. So, trying to be a little bit more picky with my play. A little bit higher bar. Like, ideally, when that dungeon's over, I want to be somewhere between 30 to 40 seconds ahead. No, that's not even ideally. Just as a standard, I kind of want to be about 30 to 40 seconds ahead. Ideally, I could be as much as 50 to a minute ahead. Like, that's what I'm capable of. I'm not even talking about, like, gold runs. I'm just talking about having good runs on each of the sections up to that. Like, part of the reason this PB is kind of annoying is because it's a whole lot of gold splits versus 2 awful splits. Well, actually 3. The Ganon fight's pretty bad too. Although that wasn't my fault. That was just RNG on it. It was kind of garbage. It's a little bit my fault. Yeah, I don't know, it's... Like, I'm definitely better at this first part of this game than I was when I got that PB at this point, but the times aren't reflecting it because just every section's just inconsistent. Like, I can't put a good run together. It's only good parts. As soon as I can put a good run together, like, I could easily get something... Well, and the RNG works out as well. I could easily get something under 157, but... I just haven't been able to do that. Oh, come on. Whatever. This is awful. That sucks. Everything right up until that was okay. That was bad. It's... There's a lot of stuff in this game where it might not be the easiest to notice if you haven't run the game a lot, but there's a lot of really like tight windows on a couple of things here and there where if you're just a little bit late, like you lose a lot of time. And especially once the dashing gets into the mix, like the dashing really requires a lot of precision to avoid wasting time here and there. And the honest truth is, like, my reflexes are not up to par on being able to time the dashes as well as they need to be dashed, which is why from run to run, my lines will be a lot different. I mean, they are mostly the same, but there are a few pixels off here and there consistently. Like, this time will be more to the left, this time will be more to the right. This one I'll stop sooner, this one I'll stop later. And like, those kind of little differences really can make a lot of difference in how your times look. Like, a lot of the cases, like, it's hard to understand just how much of a difference it makes unless you, like, put up two runs side by side, like one person who does everything flawlessly and another person who doesn't. Like, once you see that, like, you can really kind of see how much of a difference someone who's good at movement and someone who's just kind of okay at it is. And that is my biggest problem as a speedrunner in this game, is my movement is just kind of okay. And movement kind of ties into everything, especially like fighting too. Because the boss fights, if your movement is consistent and exact, a lot of the boss fights will play out the same way every time. Some of them, like, they're RNG, so like there's nothing you can do, but like even with the RNG ones, your movement being good means that you can react properly to whatever the boss does. For me, I've just got to hope that continuing to play over time, my muscle memory and reflexes will develop to a point where I'll be better at this. Because I'm definitely better at it was a month ago, and that month ago was better than it was when I first started, but how much better am I going to get than this is really, I guess, the question going forward. There's still a few, like, knowledge gaps and, you know, setting up rooms better and things like that that I can do that don't necessarily require reflexes as much as just knowledge, but I have advanced far enough now to where most everything is just a simple matter of execution. Like, I either get it done or I don't. And then everything else is just kind of RNG. Now, I do kind of appreciate the RNG in this game because it makes it so that every run, you really don't know what you're going to get. That keeps things interesting. If the game played the same way every time, I would almost certainly kind of get bored of it after a little while, but the gambler in me enjoys the not knowing. But make no mistake, like some of the stuff I do is reckless, like that there. The safe way to handle coming out of the door is you're supposed to immediately go to the left. And then once you go to the left, you watch both rats and you try to make a read off of that. It's a really tight window, it's a hard read, and it's probably going to cost you a little bit more time than guessing. So, a lot of times what I'll do coming out of that door, especially if I have enough life to where a hit wouldn't kill me, is I'll just guess. Like I'll take a risk that he's just not going to be in the way and try to take a more ideal line. Probably not the smartest thing to do, but you're also talking to a person that loves to double down in gambling. Okay. That's weird. Okay. That is how to properly do that, so that even if it moves up, you still hit the Cyclops. But it requires pretty precise movement, and I don't always get it right. That is the ideal pattern there. Ah, that's unlucky. Neither one of them dropped arrows. If any of those three Cyclopses have dropped an arrow there, that saves me like 3 or 4 seconds, but nope. This is a pretty good time. Could have been even better, though, unfortunately. Didn't have luck on my side. All right. Whoops. I was doing real good right up until that. I don't know, like the bonks annoy me almost more than anything. I feel like I shouldn't be making that mistake at this point, but... I mean, even though some of those dash windows are tight, even still, like, I just don't think that's a mistake I should be making. Second time that happened. Why did that happen? Too far. messed up the dash line there a little bit. Had to restart the dash. Otherwise, I absolutely would have run into the wall there. Alright, under 1450. I'll take it. Right, 1631's not too bad. Almost under 1630. Hadn't have bonked and that knight hadn't have stabbed me, I might have made it. That's unfortunate. Ah. Ah, come on. Thought that was it. Ah, it's a shame. So close. If I finished there with like an 1830, I'd be, oh, that's pretty good. I'm doing real well. This time is okay. Accidentally hit the button there. Don't hit right. Thank you. Oh, come on, man. That bronx? Are you kidding? Oh well. Ah. Oh, that was unfortunate. I'm just like a slight bit faster there, and he hits me right as I pick it up, and I actually get a boost. But since I hadn't picked up the rock yet, ended up costing me time. Pretty small window there to get that to work. Alright. Let's see if it'll be nice to me on the way up again. It was pretty nice to me on the way up last time. Not as nice. Ooh, that was close. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, that was not very kind. Alright, we've got enough to work with still. As long as I don't take any stupid damage, should be able to make it to the boss. Really? I could have swore I was putting the input in time there. What are you gonna do? All right. Oh, come on. That's my fault. That is definitely my fault. Alright. Don't screw me. Yeah. Oh man, that... Oh. Okay. Unbelievable. Ah, whatever. Well, not my day on that fight today. Whew. That sucks. Like the first one there, that was, oh man, that was unlucky. That was really unlucky, that first one when he knocked me off there. The second one is just... Second one was just me seeing if I could try to salvage anything, so I was not really being very careful. Oh. That's the first time in a long time he's given me trouble like that. It's literally been like over a month since he's given me that much trouble. Which is a shame because I was actually kind of doing well on everything coming into that today. Like being even there, like lately I haven't been even there at all. I've usually been like 10 seconds behind or something. At least 5 seconds behind. But coming in there like even or a little bit ahead. I was actually kind of doing okay today, but that did not work out at all. Oh well. Unfortunately, that's going to have to be all for the Zelda runs today. I'll do this again tomorrow though. It'll be a lot earlier than today though. Like on the weekends I usually do this earlier in the day. Although I don't know, I'm gonna have to start thinking about like what time I do streaming and things like that, because like the time I start is like usually there's barely anybody there. I think it's just because of, well, Japan time, most people are still working, and then like when you get to like Europe and the US, like US is asleep and then Europe is kind of like early morning. So like ideally I think I'd kind of like to probably start maybe like, well honestly around the time I started today, or maybe a little bit later, and then go through the morning or late morning like US time, but I don't know. I have to think about that, but tomorrow, like I'll probably be doing this from earlier afternoon, and then try to make some more time tomorrow so that I've just got time to actually, hopefully, finish a run for once. I haven't been able to finish a run for about 2 weeks now, so I've gotten them late, but I just haven't been able to finish them, mostly because by the time I get to the 1 hour 40-minute mark, it's already over. But I would like to at least have a chance at a PB sometime this weekend, so I'm going to try to start a little bit earlier and go a little bit longer. But that'll be all for today. Tomorrow, if I can, JST 2 p.m. would be my goal, but I'm not going to guarantee that. It might be closer to 4, but I would like to start by 2, maybe even earlier if possible. See if I can't catch like evening on US time. But thanks for watching, everyone. Had a fair amount of people in here watching today, more than usual, so I do appreciate everyone watching. I appreciate all the comments. 日本語でコメントしてくれた人にも感謝です。ありがとうございます。すみません、今日は一層も完成できなくて申し訳ない。ちょっと自分のプレイも悪くて運も悪かったですので。ですが、明日は昼からこれをもう一回しますので、もう少し長くして週末になるんですから、もう少し早く始まってもう少し長くしたいと思いますので、まあ興味があればぜひもう一回見に来てください。But that'll be all. Gonna do Mina the Hollower from 9 o'clock here, so in about 30 minutes. If you want to watch that, today if everything works out, I should be able to finish the game today. Like I've only got one dungeon left, and then it'll be the final dungeon. Probably. Like I'm not sure how far the game goes, but that's kind of how it feels anyway. Like yesterday, I kind of did the dungeons out of order a little bit because there's one dungeon where the entrance is kind of hard to find, and I think I finally understand how to open it now after thinking about it for a little bit. So, but I'll be doing that for 9 o'clock. So if you're interested, by all means, watch. For those who don't know, Mina the Hollower is kind of like a Legend of Zelda, Castlevania, and like Souls-like mix of game. The style is like Game Boy graphics, so like the graphics aren't, like modern graphics or anything like that. It's 2D, over the top, very retro graphics style game, but the gameplay is solid. The puzzle solving, the exploration, everything like that's pretty well done. So if you enjoy that type of game, I strongly recommend it. Like some people, looking at some of the reviews, some people have qualms with the difficulty, and then there's another thing too, like there's cheats available from the start of the game that you can do, but if you use them, you can't get any of the achievements apparently. So there's a lot of people that were kind of complaining about that. So just be kind of forewarned on that. I wasn't aware of that because I'm just kind of playing the game normally, but apparently that is the case. Like if you turn on the cheat engine, the in-game cheat engine, then none of the achievements will pop. So that was something a few people complained about. And then like you start with 3 weapons, the whip or the knives or the hammer, and the hammer is by far the most difficult one to use. Like it's got a long wind up, and a lot of the enemies early on are dangerous and you don't have a lot of health. And the people that chose the hammer, like after you choose one weapon, you can't choose another one unless you restart the game. So the people that chose the hammer early on had a much different experience than the other 2 weapons, is another one of the complaints I've seen a lot. But I didn't choose the hammer just because I tested it out, or not even tested it out. I just looked at the description of it and I said, oh, this is probably going to be difficult to use early game. So I just went with more standard, the whip weapon. But anyway, that's all I'll be doing from 9 o'clock. So if you're interested, by all means, come and watch. Okay. ありがとうございます。すいません、感想できなくて。明日も頑張ります。Alright. But yeah, that'll be it. So about 23 minutes. 9時から、Mina the Hollower。まあ、ゲームボーイのゼルダのようなもので、まあ、結構楽しいですよ。Steam か、PlayStation のダウンロードで2500円ぐらいで買うことができるんで、まあ、長さ的には、まあ、遊び尽くしたら、 まあ、3時から4時間、まあ早い人は20時間できるかもしれないですけど、でも全部掘り出すのは多分30時間から40時間、もう少し現実的な数字かな。でも、まあ、極めるには結構、いろいろあるんですので、特にトロフィー 100% したいなら、結構やり込まないといけないゲームですので、なんていうか、物を集めるというよりは、チャレンジを完成しないといけないんです。4時間以内にゲームクリアしたりとか、何も拾わなくてゲームをクリアしたりとか、そういうのはあるんですので、まあ、そういうゲームが本当に好きな人にちょっと向けたゲームですけど、でもまあ一般の人でも、まあ最初はちょっと厳しいかもしれないんですけど、特にソウルゲームに慣れてない人ならそうになるんですが、でもまあ少し我慢すれば、あとは楽しいと思うんですので。OK, but まあ視聴していただいてありがとうございます。Thanks for watching everyone. I'll be back in about 20 minutes. Hope to see you there. If not, hope to see you tomorrow. Have a good one.